Welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to put your flute together. Now it's really important that we align all the pieces so that our fingers can move really freely and also so that we're not struggling to blow through the instrument. So first up, I like to grab the head joint and the body, and I like to put these two pieces together first. Now, when you're putting your instrument together, it is really important to make sure that you don't grab your keys, because if you're grabbing your keys and forcing pieces together, you can actually end up bending your keys, damaging your keys, knocking out springs or screws and things like that. So just be really mindful. So I would recommend making sure that you've put your hand around the top bit where there are no keys or anything to hit. So that is a great place to grab your flute, just on the metal piece where you're not going to hit anything. Then you can grab your head joint. Now this one doesn't really matter where you grab it because there's nothing that you can really do to damage this piece. And then twist your flute together. Now, once you've got your flute together, you need to make sure that the hole is lined up with the first key on your flute. So in order to do that, there are two ways. If you're one of these lucky few people who have a little mark on your head joint and on your body, you just need to line up those two marks. Now, I don't have one of those, so what I have to do is make sure that I look down the flute and I line up the hole with the very, very first key on the instrument. So I now know, because I've looked down, that the hole in the head joint on the lip plate lines up perfectly with this first key. Okay, now we have these two pieces together. Next, we have the foot joint. So again, grab the flute around that metal piece where there are no keys to hit or bend. Then you can grab your foot joint. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can either hold the bottom, which could be a little bit awkward, or push those keys down. As they're pushed down, they're less likely to bend or to be damaged in any way. So make sure that they're down, and then same thing, you want to twist on your foot joint. Now, this is really important. The alignment of your foot joint with your body piece is not the rods. So these are our rods here, and a lot of people try to line up this here with the rods, which looks like it might be right, but it's actually wrong. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that the rod on the foot joint is lined up with the key on your body. So there's the rod, there's the key. What you don't want to do is line the rod up with the rod on the body. Now it's really important that we do this because it allows us to have our hand in the most natural position when playing. If we have this piece too far back, then all of a sudden our hand has to go from here to something like that to be able to get our pinky on our pinky key, which is just not ideal. So make sure that the rod is lined up with the middle of the key on the body, and then the hole in your head joint needs to line up with the first key on your flute. And that is how we put our flute together.